Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to yet another Favcast. This time on, let's see, Crimson Fued. Yeah, another smooth moho click up there as we go down. This time we have Kai going random, getting the noble, the virtuous, and the manly UEF com going first land. We have Off Kilter in the red corner. This guy would say misclicking and going Cybern, but not misclicking and going first land. Definitely strong strategy on this map. Let's kick it up and see how these players get down. I don't actually remember how this one goes, but I do remember that this one was pretty weak. So let's see how it unfolds. They were telling me about it or something. We got our early Hydro before the fourth max is done. I think he's got this worked out. He's not going to stall. We do have Off Kilter getting his Hydro a little slower without the assistance of the ACU, but he's gonna have... Whoa. Whoa, whoa. Kai Draken considerably ahead at the beginning there. It must have been those two power generators. Off Kilter does have that wee bit more power, but I am not sure that that's going to be enough. This is a nice lead, but it doesn't actually amount to much in the field as of yet. He does have... maybe it was all in my head. I thought he was much further ahead than he was, because he had to start building those power generators eventually. We see Off Kilter moving out, taking those expansion bases immediately adjacent to his homeland. Not grabbing this mechs in... Oh, he did. What's the mechs in there? He got that already. Off Kilter. The reclaim situation is about 400 for Kai, about 700 for Off Kilter. So definitely taking the early lead on the reclaim. We have the Snoop headed out here. Another task force preparing itself to head over here, but they're going to find themselves in a wee bit of trouble when this ACU gets into position. Kai's ACU go in the opposite corner, so we're not going to see any early ACU conflict like we saw in our last cast between these two players on this map. If you guys would like to see more variety as far as people in the games or on the maps, I definitely appreciate your replays. I haven't actually gotten very many. I've only gotten replays from Kai, Off Kilter, Rogue. I think I got one from Morax. I think one. So I haven't gotten a lot of replays from you guys. So if you guys want me to show you different games, I would appreciate you helping me out and finding them. I mean, I could just cast random games from the replay vault, but a lot of them aren't going to be very entertaining. We have Mantis heading down here. They are going to be shut down by the presence of those strikers. Kai moving into position at about the same time as Off Kilter, so a little bit of a mirror match. There's been some mass deposits over here. He might have gotten an engineer, but it doesn't look like it. I don't know why those racks are showing. These ones are. Couldn't tell you. But it's going down over here. Yeah, that one's showing up. We have units going down over here. That engineer is going to go down, which is a bummer. He's going to have to build those with the ACU if he wants them done right away. Won't be surprised if he dispatches another engineer, but that would have been really helpful to have an extra 50% build capacity in the area with that engineer. We have a factory up already over here. We'll see if these guys make a play for these side islands. They do both have air. Kai going considerably later on the air, but Off Kilter not really making him pay for it. I haven't seen any bomber play from either player. More a defensive interceptor coverage just to deny the bomber play from the other guy. So, I understand. Whew. Let's get back down into it. What has Kai got going on here? He started the gun upgrade, but he does not finish it yet. Looks like he must have been stalling for power. Yeah. Power is a little bit of an issue, but he just got enough online that he's able to do that. Off Kilter, sitting at 25 to 26. We have a little bit of a run by, which is a bummer. But once he gets this gun upgrade, which is stalled right now, because he does not have the power to do it, he's able to move in here. And yeah, moving here, I think this collapse is going to destroy this. This gun is really not helping him right now. This is rough, because being able to bring this ACU over here might have, yeah, might have really turned that tide much more into his favor. Off kilter, definitely applying the pressure up here. This is sort of more of a harassment strike. He might take down a max or a few engineers, but I don't think he's going to do significant advantage. But what it does do is it brought all of this force back this way so that he can send these mantis in here and get a few more engineers, slow down the intake of this reclaim field over here, which is considerable, and he even manages to get out while killing that T1 max. Doesn't have the strength here, but drawing those forces that way also made it so that this force could not move down forward into this position where it would overwhelm what we have here, as well as causing similar damage that he inflicted to Kai. So we do have gun. Look at that. Look at how big that arm is. Look at how big that arm is. Let's get down in here. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little bit of my pew, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. I need to see this commander heading in over here. Yeah, where is he? Looks like he's gonna cover this run-by situation over here. But he's not gonna be able to cover this one. We have tanks. Do we have radar from off? Yeah, he does see it start to just emerge now. It gets responsible. We do have a little bit of a run-by going up over here. Some of these mexes are upgrading. This one needs to die. Off kilter. He can't tell that that's upgrading, obviously. Otherwise, he would have done that instead of killed 2 interceptors. But the problem is, off kilter is pretty heavy on the ground. Kai looking a little bit lighter. He did get T2, so we're seeing some pillars pop out. Do we have T2 over here? Yes, we do. So we have hoplites, we have pillars. If you can micro those hoplites, they will tear the pillars. More than one new hole. But we have some point defense. We have, what does he get? T2 over here yet. Yeah, so this little PD action that we got going on with this commander. I mean, if he had parked him like right here, it would have been perfect. But the upgrading PD commander is real. We got a little bit of an anti-run-by wall there. I do like that. The problem is that Off-Kilter has this base, Off-Kilter has denied this base, so Kai is yet again in a position where he has significantly less land than Off-Kilter. Wow, though, at 10 minutes, the eco, I was like, whoa. That's unreal. We have 69 eco for Off-Kilter, obviously he's up to we have Kai sitting on down at 45. Let's see what the situation is as far as the maxes go. We have 6 T2 maxes for Kai, Draken, and for Off-Kilter, we have 8. So definitely a lead there, and also the lead in the T1 maxes and the ground control. We have these units headed in here. What are they doing? Yeah, just grabbing some reclaim. Does not surprise me. We have T2, we have Tech 2 Mass Extractor going straight up there. So Kai, with the reclaim situation, he's got a lot of reclaim available to him right now, so he is able to snag that next. We have 570. So about 1k more for Kai, as is appropriate, 2 to 1k ratio, or just 1k more. So it's really, is it a linear thing, or is it a multiplication thing? So here, moving forward, we have a bunch of mantis. There are pillars in this group. I just don't see a lot of them. Just like 1 or 2 pillars. Yeah. So as those hoplites come into play, where are the hoplites? Hoplites come into play. Considerable numbers. Taking a lot of fire. Hoplites kite back. Yes. Mantis are there. This is what we need. Off kilter using these hoplites. 11 hoplites. Just kite that for days. He needs more radar coverage to really utilize his hoplites. I wouldn't be surprised to see these engineers maybe building a radar here, or radar over here, or in this channel right here would be really good, because this is going to prevent him from really doing much about it. And these cliffs block most bombs unless they're headed this way. But he's got other things on his mind. Hoplites are only good for so long before it becomes T3. This I like. We got triads on the hill. We got a nice vantage point for these triads over the battlefield. Definitely see those hoplites out in the distance amassing. Where, ooh, little Cybern engineers over there. Gotta get those too. See what's that up there on the hill? Is that a mass extractor? Those dirty Cyberns. Look at what they're doing up there. We should do something about it. But we got over here, we got a little bit of scouting going on from Mr. Kai. We got the re-denial aspect over here. We need to see some engineers over here to grab this reclaim or these maxes. Wow. Yeah, the reclaim and the maxes. Considerable. That is something that I'm surprised this little Brock didn't get picked up in its earliest incarnation. That's probably about just 150 mass in that little clump. I mean, earlier when they were Ascension engineers, maybe it would have been good to grab it, but by this point in time, 150 mass is like 2 seconds. It's not really worth your APM. And the time it takes for the engineer to get there. Maybe there's something you can do with it. We do have Kai going for these hills, or just going for the land. I wouldn't be surprised to see the hills with that transport. You start thinking about things you weren't thinking about before. With that, let's kick up the speed up to +3. Little bit of a calm before the storm action going down here. Kai and Off Kilter considerably closer in eco than the map control would suggest. Kai is starting to take these maxes down here, so we'll see if he's able to pull it back. As it gets into the later game, the T3 stage on land, the Percivals do outperform the bricks when they're in large numbers. Definitely. We have hoplites coming in here. We have T3 going on that commander, and you all know what happens when you get a T3 commander. It's Ravager time. It can be definitely dangerous. See how this unfolds. We're getting into considerably more eco here, so when it comes time for the T3, yeah, we're going to be seeing quite a few of these bad Larrys coming out. We got Percival coming off the line here. We still got T1 factory. We got a few T2 support factories. 4 Hydrakons, so he's still pumping out some pillars. We've got Loyalists coming onto the field for Off Kilter. A few of them already in play. We have some support T3 land factories, so we're going to see more T3 land production from Off Kilter than Kydraken, unless we get. It's pretty close. We've got some support engineers here to compensate for the lack of factories. Right. Factories more durable, engineers a little bit cheaper, easier to spam on. So, here we go. We've got a nest of strikers starting to become more obsolete than impressive, and we have rhinos, and we don't have mantis. We don't have hoplites in that grouping. We have engineers coming over here. I wouldn't be surprised to see these walls get reclaimed. We have radar coverage of those engineers. We even have eyes on the field. Yeah, sucking them down. Yeah, this wall has been open, but there is a response from Kai, so there's no backup. But that wall is definitely down, so he's definitely going to be able to make it so that Kai has to pay more attention to that hole and be prepped to guard from approaches in that direction. Kai's still more on the back foot than Off Kilter. Off Kilter not really defending as much as poking and prodding, prickling the Kai. We do have that drop up here. We have the stealth wheel generator, and we have the mass pumps. We'll see what all of this action is for. We got some Sparkies, so I wouldn't be surprised to see something interesting going down. Tech 2 engineer. Oh, just building Tech 2 mass extraction straight up. So interesting. Just giving the step 1 stage altogether, getting his eco up. It's fine. But this is hard. Is this really 90 at Off Kilter? Is really at. He wasn't at 30 income. The income is pretty close here. It looks like about 110 to 90, 95. So as the map control, interesting. We have deceivers and we have hoplites. What is Kai's situation here? Does not see it. We have that spy plane. Is that T3? Yeah, just at +3. It just looks like it's going so fast, guys. It's not really. It's not. These aren't really ASF. Those are just interceptors. They're just in hyper mode. Looks like, yeah, we have some trebuchet action. I do like this trebuchet in the little hilly hole here. He's gonna come over here, be able to shell this position. Off Kilter have eyes on this, yes, and on the scatter shield. So, yeah, we got Percy's over here taking some trebuchet fire. In time, these will all die, and it definitely doesn't hurt that bad. That's native regen. Hoplites saying hello in the usual fashion. Our engineers reclaiming over here. There's a little bit of a calm before the storm. I think the storm is coming, though, as the Percivals gather and the march becomes more and more incipient. I believe is the word. Right. Pillars coming out here. We got Percy's coming out here. We're still pumping out the pillars for the alliteration because you can't stop. Once you start pumping out pillars, you can't stop pumping out pillars. We do have Manas over here. We got a mix of T2, T3. There's a little bit. Oh, we do have bricks coming into play. We have Percivals coming in here. Bricks with the high ground. Not that it matters in this game. But we have, well, not much. We have the bricks shooting down on the Percivals with Mantis and Hoplite support. I think these Percivals are just going to die on their way home. Bricks staying in position. Hoplite's coming in, laying chase. Does Kai have radar coverage? No, so he's got the range disadvantage in this instance. So he's definitely taking more fire than he's giving. And he retreats, leaving a few tasty wrecks on the field down there. Looks like about 3, 4, 5k mass. We have some raids going on over here. We've got Loyalists steaming through. We've got a few Mantis. We've got Percival's pillars. Strikers on the case, though. Excuse me. A little bit of a watery coffee burn. Slow the speed down, get a little bit better. Maybe some tense action. We have the invading Siren hordes. Everybody's just dying in the pass. This is all about the battle for this pass and just the brutal massacre and the reclaim. Real reclaim. We have Off-Kilter getting his hands on that reclaim. Lickety split. We have Off-Kilter sitting at around 9k, quick to 10. We got 14k. We're going to be seeing more as these guys get into this action right over here. Kai with a little bit more reclaim than Off-Kilter. Off-Kilter with a little bit more eco than Kai. So, the eco leads to the offense, which leads to the defense, which leads to the reclaim. When we're having it coming on down, we have these guys forming a little bit of murder. On the 1-to-1, they really lean up. They really do. I mean, I know Master Mass 1-to-1 Percival's demand is definitely more expensive for the Percival side. But it is nice to see them just like going down, just smiting the weak. We have, it looks like mostly pillars here, yeah. Just 62 pillars. I would like to see an attack, a move order, just to get them in amongst because all these real ones aren't fighting serious yet. We have some rhinos. Yeah, these factories going down quick. Definitely a nice strike here. Loyalists coming in, but this is not enough loyalists to do this. Pillars pull back. The production of pillars leads to the prediction of pillars. And pillars pull back. Exactly. That's how I says yourselves honestly short. We have the trebuchets laying down fire on these Percivals, taking down one. Definitely some damage on the other. Given enough time and enough trebuchets, the Marshalls will basically just march to their doom. We were talking about this the other day with Kyle on the room chat. You get like 15 or so trebuchets, like Percival's just gonna die on the way in. But we got Loyalists trying to kite these pillars, doing some work here. Definitely thinning out the numbers. Some of them pulled back, but strong use of micro definitely increases the strength of these units. I wouldn't be surprised to see some bricks coming up in the field. Yeah, bricks will feel much better than bricks. Federally, the vocab is real. We have trebuchets, we got bricks coming down, we got rhinos. Pillars are starting to get a little bit thin on the field. There's interceptors. Maybe someone is looking to make an air play. We're still looking at T1 air and T2 air for Off-Kilter. Do not, I believe, have any brass. No, looks like he's getting this. He's building this. Oh, he's building the fat board. So, Concoment. Somebody else. What do we got going on here? We've got the Monkey Lord here. And we do have Raz in this commander. Well, it wouldn't be plus 1k for building a Monkey Lord. Monkey Lord sitting at about 55-60%. Fat Boy at about 90 or so. Fat Boy's going to be coming out a little bit early, but the ground forces for Off-Kilter significantly more numerous. That was a heavy investment in T2. Because all of those factories were still on T2 for the longest time, they were just pumping out doors, and they were a little bit outclassed mass for mass, I think, with the Loyalists properly minded. We have some deceivers in here, which are really nice because what they do with the airplanes is able to see. Without the airplanes, that amount of deceivers, it blinds the radar, so it's like you don't got any radar, and then all these units are shooting at full range versus yours, which one was just shooting this one. Definitely gives you. I need to work to see these more ancient, just my general Siren landfall mass. And this fight is going badly for him. I would think that with this Fat Boy coming off the line, that he would have not wanted to push with the Percivals, and he would have wanted to wait and allow this excessive range to really work to his favor. Well, he may be able to gain control of that reclaim field with this Fat Boy, but this Monkey Lord is coming off the line, and Monkey Lord does beat Fat Boy if you can just get in range and run at it. If you can kite for long enough with the Fat Boy, of course it will take him down. Yeah, you gotta love that. Fat Boy just says, you know, about that mass extractor on the hill. We're dealing with it. Kai can't see this Lord. He sees the Monkey Lord. So we should see the Fat Boy starting to turn around, get his run the hell away on. We do have Percival escort. I wouldn't be surprised to see these Percivals laying down the fire on that Monkey Lord. You see, he takes significant damage already with the kiting action. The other targets distracting the fire from the Fat Boy, allowing that Monkey Lord to make out with a little bit more HP than he would have otherwise. We have bricks in the backfield. We have Percivals in response and on the scene. We have supporting Fat Boy fire, so this is going to go down. And we did lose what looks to be a T2 max and an air factory, so we will see a little bit of a mass loss, but overall, that is a mass loss. Yeah, a little bit of overkill from the Percivals, not leaving as much Rex as he would have otherwise. Monkey Lord healing up. Kai does not know that this Monkey Lord is not there, other than it's Trebuchet fire. As we move forward here, we've got the air wing approaching, we've got the bricks. We do not have a lot of flak on the ground, interestingly enough. We do have Corsairs coming in, saying hello, taking down half that shield. These Corsairs make that one pass, really. Fat Boy shield is low, but here we go. We got the T2 flak melting those interceptors away. We need to see this Fat Boy run. You need to run, baby, because this is gonna go bad for you. Melting, the face melting is here, but the Percivals are on the scene. Yeah, take that guy out. So 1 for 1. But now the question is whether or not he can control this mass field that's so close to off-kilter's base. That is considerable mass. That is like another Fat Boy and a half there, or another Monkey Lord and a half. We got Corsairs inbound. We have significant amount of bricks. We have bangers to stop the air, and the Percivals are a little bit thin on the ground over here. We do have Sams though, so dirty Cybern Corsairs that stray too far this way are going to see some trouble. We have Ravagers coming into play. This is the danger of the T3 Commander. PD Creep, if he can get his PD situated up here, he will be able to completely deny this area. Perhaps get some engineers of his own in there. He does not have very many Ravagers as of yet, and these Percivals maybe will be better used to defend the Ravagers as the Ravagers get into position, so then the Ravagers can defend the Percivals. But a lot of these Percivals going to their death. You got to remember also that the T3 on the field, there is Trebuchets already here, so there's going to be trouble for any Ravager base because, well, we are. We do have some fire laying down. Off-kilter by now definitely knows that there are Ravagers in the base, even though he may not have actually scouted looking at it. He's got one eyeball, and he knows that the other one's probably because he's seen the fire coming on off of that. We got a megalith going up for here, and if we can get that reclaim for off-kilter, that's going to be going up pretty handedly. He's stalling for mass, but he's good on power. So another few engineers up here, and he's going to be all good. Kai sending his units out. Off-kilter sitting at 51k reclaim and 49k, so not much in it, about 2k, but with these large numbers, it's not as big of a deal. We do have bricks defending the reclaim admirably for off-kilter. We do have more engineers on the field for off-kilter than for Pydragon, but these Ravagers are starting to get into a position where they can deny engineers or any other light units from reclaiming the area. But the problem is that as of yet, off-kilter is not building any sort of answer for this bug, and this bug is about halfway done, and that's going to be very, very, very bad for off-kilter if he can't do something about it. Getting hold of that reclaim may be enough to get him to build a few units. If we need 2 fat boys, might be able to take out a bug with sufficient micro and Percival screens. But the problem is the bug is just not the bug, the Krabby Crab. It's just so powerful. We have engineers coming in here building some triads, unable to initiate tech 3 constructions without the help of the commander. We do have the T1 shield on the commander, so that is definitely looking pretty hardy. And we have Corsairs coming out. We have a Sam, but it's just that one Sam. And we have another Sam. Sam is pretty low. So Sam needs another Sam. We got another 3 Sams going down for Kai. Corsairs, each taking 1 Sam round to the face before disappearing into the death. Does Kai have decent Sam coverage to the edge of the map? Yeah, they're able to skirt around. Only 1 remaining. Probably gonna fly to something soon. We have trebuchets on point. Kai does grab that, putting him in 59 to 55. A wee bit of a mass lead there. This, if it tries to make another pass, it's most likely gonna fly into the range of this Sam. That's it for you, buddy. We have trebuchets on fire. We have Ravagers. His problem is to stop the crab. You need quite a few Ravagers, and I believe that the crab might outrange the Ravagers. I'm not sure, but I do know the trebuchets do. And he does have quite a few trebuchets, so should be alright. Crab does have a lot of damage on those main weapons, so able to definitely protect these trebuchets, and they will only be laying down their fire. Oh, yeah, it's a slow death. By trebuchet. These Ravagers doing some work. These Percivals finding a screen. It's difficult. There's still a lot of reclaim here to claim. But it's hard not to catch up. We have some flush loyalists heading in there, taking the fire and stunning all those things. Oh yeah, this crab is just too much. Just too much. Able to get the bricks in position. Bricks are starting to whittle down these PD. And yeah, where is this commander? There's not enough overcharge. Yeah, there's not enough overcharge to do this. Building this Raptor, but at this point he's got to know that it's basically a game. Crab's almost in range. Don't see the crab primary commander yet. Just trying to secure his position. Bricks collapsing. The shield's gone. The bricks, yeah. So, we saw a similar situation unfold this game as of last game. We saw Off-Kilter being able to take one of the 2 expansions, well, for the most of the time, denying it to Kai. We saw very slow plays these sides over here. I'm not sure what difference it would have made, but it is a little bit of a difference. We saw a lot of pillar production from Kai after he got T3. And those pillars, while they were able to clear out here, they were pretty easily handled by a significantly less mass cost value of troops with the loyalists and the other things. I'm not sure what the exact ratios were, but it seemed like he handled it pretty well over here without losing as many units. And the addition of a few strikes without adequate radar coverage on Kai's part made it so that his Percival was significantly less effective with the greatly reduced attack range, or effective attack range. The Deceiver play from Off-Kilter allowed him to effectively deny area radar in a few combat situations, which made the Percivals like they were down here when they were far beyond their ability of the supporting radar. So, Hoplite play, also very strong, a little bit earlier to T2, but we also saw that maybe that was because he had the earlier map control. Other than that, I'm not sure what to really take away from this match, other than but yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you'd like to see more of this, click like, makes people find it more. If you want to see more of this though, for real though, you should probably send me some replays so that I can cast them. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys around soon. Talk to you later.